Headquarters, 1st Minnesota Light Artillery Battery, Camp near Missouri, April 14th. To Captain William Z. Clayton, Battery Commander, 1st Minnesota Light Artillery. Sir, it is with a heavy heart and the burden of grim duty that I submit this report concerning our engagement at the Battle of Missouri, particularly regarding the lamentable events of surrounding Cook's countercharge. The morning of the 12th dawned gray and still, the fog clinging low upon the rolling hills beyond the Missouri Ridge. Our battery had taken position on the left flank, with good field of fire upon the western approach. We opened at 0630 hours, throwing case and shell at the advancing enemy columns. For a time, our fire held them in check. However, at approximately 0715 hours, orders arrived from Division Command to prepare to support Colonel Cook's planned counterattack. As you are well aware, Cook's brigade had been held in reserve and was to strike the enemy's weakened center in a bold thrust meant to reclaim the initiative. We did all we could. Our guns fired until barrels smoked and crews were deaf with concussion. Corporal Halverson fell beside gun number 3, struck through the chest, and Sergeant Whitmore suffered grievous wounds after an exploding limber. Yet the men stood their ground and not a single piece was abandoned, and even as the lines fell back in disorder. By 0900, the countercharge had been completely repulsed and had formed into a rout. Enemy forces surged forward, exploiting the gap, and we were forced to withdraw under heavy fire, bringing our guns off the field with the aid of volunteers from the 3rd Wisconsin. Casualties are still being compiled, though I fear they were numerous. I await your orders, sir, and pray that our next engagement finds us in better circumstances. The men remain resolute, though their spirits are low. I remain your obedient servant, 1st Lieutenant Cadian, 1st Minnesota Light Artillery Battery, Army of the West. To my dearest Matilda, I hope this letter finds you well. We engaged a Yankee division today. They'd fielded around 6,000 men to our 8. Our colonel thought their battery could hold the day for them. If we could only push them out, it could turn the tide. We formed lines and moved down the left flank. We found a Union line and hit them hard, forcing them to withdraw to their guns. We reformed and the colonel split the division in 2, sent some right and kept the others on the left. We slowly collapsed in on the Yankee position, and before long we had them on the run. It was a beautiful sight to see. With love, Private Harold Smithy. Following a long and drawn-out shootout with the traitors, our morale was high. We thought we had them on the run, and that we would maintain our position at Pry House, but those damn traitors rallied for one final push. The terrible horde of gray tumultuous, like water, crashed into our line and broke us. We were routed, unfortunately, but we rallied to try and counter-push. It is with great sadness I report that we lost many men in a futile effort. The rebels took the field, and we were forced to withdraw. That is all. The rest of my report I shall submit to you at a later date. 9th Corps, 9th Y, 2nd Lieutenant, Turquoise. To Major Bades, CQB Headquarters, Commanding. It is with both happiness and sadness that I compile this report for you, sir. Colquitt's brigade volunteer forces arrived in time to assist Colonel Complex's division. We fell in line as he rallied the men for a final push, charging down the left side of the street using stone wall as cover. We crashed into the Yankee line and swept them aside. We took the point and held it firm against a desperate countercharge by Eagle's brigade. Pry House is ours. Some 200 enemies were killed and the rest surrendered. Your humble servant, Sergeant Major MCP, CQB Volunteer Regiment, Commanding.